Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the class of Industrial Engineering. So, in the previous classes, we have covered different types of plant layouts, and today we will cover material handling. What is material handling? The first question that arises in our mind, uh, and why it is used, whether it is that important or not. These are a few questions that arises in our mind. Obviously, we are dealing with material handling means we are dealing with material handling inside a plant or industry. Material handling means, okay, uh, take it another way. Material handling starts from the point where raw material leaves its place and enters the factory or industry. It goes to your raw material division, then it handled over there, then it goes to its processing point, then over there it is processed and handled and stored at all point of time and at all stages and goes out of a factory to the market as a product. The whole process is called as material handling. And this whole process is not that easy as we think. It also takes a lot of amount of money from the industry. That costs around 20 to 60% of the total cost. So right now you can say that how material handling is important to industry. So we can define material handling like this. Material handling includes all movements of material in manufacturing situation. It is an art and science involving moving, packing, and sorting of substances in any form. This definition has been given by American Society of Mechanical Engineers. So, material handling involves the movement of material either manually or mechanically in batches, either in batches or one by one within the plant. So you can do material handling with the help of manpower, or you can do material handling with the help of machineries. So this is the definition of material handling. So again I am repeating, material handling is defined as the movement of raw material from factory gate. The raw material will enter by the factory gate to the industry. There it will be handled, stored, and processed at all point of time till the final product has been achieved. And again, the final product will leave the market, leave the factory to the market, and this final product is when it reaches the market, the whole process is called as material handling. So after knowing material handling, we'll go to the next part, that is our functions and principles of material handling. As we know that material handling is that important for the industry, so what are the main functions of material handling? The main functions of material handling, first thing is we need to eliminate the maximum possible need of material handling. The first functions or a main function of material handling is we need to eliminate the maximum possible need of material handling. That means we need to minimize the amount of material handling that is occurring inside a plant so that our total cost will be reduced. So this is the main function. Then the second main important function is, in order we need to perform material handling, or we need to use material handling equipment so that it is safe, can fulfill the material handling requirement at minimum possible overall cost, as material handling costs 20 to 60% of a total cost of production. So we need to look after these two main factors initially. So first factor that can be eliminated, or material handling cost can be eliminated, or material handling cost can be minimized by using a proper plant layout, which we have studied in the previous classes. So what are the general functions, or we can say what are the principles of a good material handling? First thing, the principle which encourages material handling. The first principle, we should encourage the study of all available systems relationship before moving towards preliminary planning. The study includes looking at existing method and problem. Here we need to have a complete idea or a complete observations about our machineries, our process, our flow pattern, everything, our manpower, what amount of manpower we are going to use, what number of products we are going to produce, what number of machines we are going to install in our workshop or job floor. These are needs to be studied completely. Even the sizes of machine and your sizes of, and the size and shape of the product, those all things are need to be studied well. Establish the plan. Second function or second principle, establish a plan which includes basic requirement and desirable alternatives, and planning for contingency. You need to plan for money over here. Then, with material handling, another thing that comes, that is storage. Storage is a part of material handling. Remember that thing. Not only material handling deals with movement of material from one point to another point, it also deals with the storage of the material. So, integrate handling and storage activities, which, which is cost effective into integrated system design. Then fourth principle is your minimize the movement involved in production operation. So it is all over everywhere, or you can say when when we were discussing plant layout, we also focus this point also. You have also focused this, that minimize the movement involved in production operation. Encourage the effective utilization of all spaces that is available, so that material handling will be easier. Using the principle of unit load or palletization, aim at moving optimum number of pieces in one unit. So, palletization is formation of pallet. Pallet is a usually small diameter balls like spear-like structure. That is a small diameter ball-like structure in which you convert your material into small pallet shape, or you convert a material into unit load, so that you make a shape, make a ideal shape, you can say, so that your maximum, or we can say optimum number of material can move from one point to other. Minimize the distance moved by adopting shortest route. Minimize the distance moved by adopting the shortest route. We need to follow the shortest route. Employ mechanical aids in place of manual labor in order to speed up the material movement. We need to focus also to speed up also. We need to focus on speeding up the material movement, because again, as I said earlier, time is money. When we get more amount of time for a process, we can get more number of product, so that our uh, cost or our revenue will improve. Changes in the sequence of production operation may be suggested in order to minimize the backtracking and duplicate handling. Sometimes our layout or our process has become uh, so that when we are producing a product, we often do operations that are not needed, or we often do duplicate handling. Duplicate handling is nothing but handling the material twice, whichever uh, which is not at all advised or which is not at all needed. So we need to eliminate the production operation which are not needed or which can be modified, or we need to perform that also. Then next point is our safe, standard, efficient, effective, appropriate, flexible, and proper size material handling equipment should be selected. So that for the material we use or for the product we use, we need to choose proper material handling equipment. Means uh, our material handling equipment should not be lower capacity than our product, or should not have very high capacity than our product, so which will result in the step safe, standard, and efficient, effective, appropriate, flexible way of material handling. Handling equipments arranged should be minimized distance moved by the product. At the same time, handling equipment should not interfere with the production line. So what we need to do? We need to divide the two lines. Although the two lines are there in the same section, are there in the same job load, but we need to divide the two lines separately, so that our production line should not interfere with our material handling line, and our material handling equipments and our production equipment should have a separate power supply also. They should have separate control panels. They should have separate your we can say starters, your separate everything. Everything they need to have separate. So what will happen? Your material handling and production lines will not interfere with each other. Utilize the gravity for assisting material movements whenever possible. Use gravity whenever it is required or whenever it is possible, so that our material handling need will be reduced. This is the one of the most important point. Design containers, packages, the drums, etc. Why these? Why we need to design these things? Because when we do material handling, there is always a chance of material damage while it is in transit. So we need to design a container or a package or a drum, etc. like structure, so that we can reduce the material damage during the transit. And last but not the least, the last principle for material handling is the material handling equipment must go for periodic checkup, periodic maintenance, and must go for replacement whenever they require replacement. So these are the 14 basic principles which is required for material handling, and for that we need to have a good idea of material handling. Then with this we completed 14 principles of material handling and two main functions of material handling. So always remember material handling, the main function of the material handling to reduce the cost and ease the movement of material from one place to another place. Because initially when industry in the industry, what was happening, we were using manpower to hand to move the material from one place to another place. What was the demerit of that? The main disadvantages of manpower used in material handling is, first thing is the accidents or hazards which was happening during material movement. Second thing is the cost which the industry was incurring because of the manpower. So material handling was getting automated day by day, and we are using different advanced machines in order to move material from one place to another. So I can give few examples of material handling equipments like our four-wheel truck, two-wheel truck, fork-in truck also, our cranes, yacht cranes, jeep cranes, hoists. These are all material handling equipments, and the most important one, which do all major type of material movement, is our conveyors. That is the most important type of material handling equipment which is available in the industry. So, after the principles of material handling, we will discuss what are the objectives of material handling, or we can say uh, this is not only the objective of material handling, this is also the characteristics of material handling, and we can say these are the results of material handling. Using material handling, we can achieve this, or using good material handling system, we can achieve the cost of movement of material should be minimized. As I said earlier, a material movement from the beginning to end costs around 20 to 60% of the total cost of production. So we need to minimize it to the extent that is possible. Material handling reduces the waste material. How? Because material handling also ensures proper storage of material. As I said, material handling not only not only focuses upon the movement of material from one point to another point, it also focuses on proper storage of material. To have a proper storage of proper building or proper storage location like your warehouse, your shed, these are required. So material handling also focuses on that things. Material handling ensures improved work conditions as material movement causes major accident in industry. As I said earlier, when manpower were used to move a material from one place to another place, when a small material was getting moved, that is all right. When that small material in bulk amount was getting moved by manpower, that may cause an accident. When a large sized material was getting moved from one place to another by using manpower, that again a hazardous situation and can cause accident in the industry. And that was causing accidents in industry. That is why right now most of the industries, most we can say all of the industries, we are using major material handling equipment or advanced material handling equipment, so that minimum amount of manpower will be involved in that, so that that will reduce the major accidents that is happening in the industries. It also enhances proper distribution of the product to every workstation. So what is what benefit we are getting from that? As we are distributing products or semi-finished products to every workstation, we are reducing the ideal time of machines or equipments that is available with the industry. So it enhances the proper distribution of the product to every workstation. So work is also and getting enhanced, and our warehouse also. Equipment is utilized to the maximum extent as there is no or very less machine idle time. In the previous point, I have explained that as it is distributing equipments or distributing our semi-finished product to every equipment, so we are getting very less machine idle time. So our machine production rate our production rate gets higher, even our revenue gets higher. These are the major, we can say, characteristics or objectives or benefits of material handling. These 5 points are the major objectives or characteristics or benefits of material handling. Again, I am focusing on the things. The material movement costs should be minimized. It reduces waste material. It improves work condition. It enhances proper distribution of the product or semi-finished product, and it focuses on effective or maximum utilization of equipment. That is it. With this, our material handling completes. So, hope you all understood what is material handling, what are the principles of material handling, why it is used, why it is needed, whether it is important, what are the benefits we are getting from material handling. Hope you all enjoyed this also. Thank you. Thank you all.